Right, this quick road test video for a Lexus IS 250. This is the SE model with multimedia. Registration number of this particular car is EO57DME, and mileage at the start of this brief road test is 39,821 miles. Reason for the road tests, as I say in all of them, is very simple indeed, is that we want customers to see the cars we're selling in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues with the vehicle, we can relay them back to you. The fact is that, buying further afield now, is made much easier by the internet, but obviously it's fraught with having your time wasted if you're going to see a car only to find out there's something fundamentally wrong with it that should have been mentioned to you. Road tests are also done on exactly the same road test route as any prospective buyer will go on, so it should be representative of what you should feel yourself when you come and see and drive the car, hopefully. So starting with the car itself, these are very, they're firm favourites of ours. This one's been beautifully looked after by the Lexus main dealers. You obviously have very, very low mileage indeed on the car, and the engine itself is absolutely superb. It starts instantaneously. It's a push button start on the car. Engine straight into life, very smooth, very, very quiet. It really is a lovely, lovely engine. Pulls really, really nicely. They've got loads of oomph to them, and it's perfectly matched to the gearbox of the car, so it's got exactly the right amount of power for the engine itself. Sometimes it's tempting for manufacturers to kind of under-engine these things. I've driven cars of this size, type and weight, with 2-litre engines, and they're just a little bit harder work, basically. So, but this one it's a really lovely setup. Engine, in fact, look at the dashboard now. There's no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and the only light showing is the low fuel level light, which I shall attend to by putting fuel into it. Engine then runs through into another brilliant Lexus gearbox, absolutely silky smooth. It really, really is. Very well judged, lovely to use, lovely to operate. Works seamlessly with the engine, absolutely perfect match. I can't detect anywhere in the gearbox at all, nothing at all. It really is in a really very, very, very fine order indeed. The gearbox can also be used in a couple of ways. To be brutally honest, most people will use it in full automatic mode, sort of 99% of the time. But occasionally, when you're going to overtake something, it's nice to be in full control of the car. It's tempting for a car to change up halfway through a manoeuvre, but just when you don't want it to. So if you pull the lever to the right here, I'm now in manual mode. It's selected 4th gear for me to match the speed I'm doing. I can use this right-hand tab here to tap up the gears, up to 6th gear there. But if you imagine there was a car in front of it that wanted to whisk by it, you might want to drop it down 2 or 3 gears, so 5th, 4th, 3rd. Put my foot down hard and go. Change up when I'm ready for it, and you're in full and total control of the car, and the system works absolutely perfectly as you'd expect. Steering of the car's lost none of its precision from new. Track's absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations, no pulling left, right or otherwise from the steering wheel. But it's got a real crispness and tightness to it still, which is really nice. It's positive, it's accurate, it's relatively quick, it's not nervous, and it's very, very, very well judged, in all honesty. Likewise, the suspension of the car, classic Lexus in the sense that it's very, very, very comfortable, but it does have an agility to it, which is, not always appreciated by certain motoring press, or parts of the motoring press. It's actually a very, very capable car. Point of the video is to pick up on any issues that there might be on a car. I can't find anything on the suspension or the steering at all. It feels tight, crisp. There's no horrible noises being thudded up through the car, which shouldn't be there. And the sort of thing I'm looking out for, generally speaking, would be things like little sort of anti-roll bar link arms or drop links or suspension struts making a bit of chattering noise, you know, which aren't intrinsically or not necessarily unsafe, but they can really make a car feel sort of quite old before its time. But this one's again very, very quiet, as I'd expect, given such a low mileage on a vehicle like this one. But it's nice to see, obviously, or to feel. Brakes on the car, again, lovely solid brake pedal, no pulsing on the brake pedal, no vibrations that shouldn't be there, so all in very, very fine order indeed. It's also a very quiet car, travelling at the legal limit now. It's very hushed in here. That could be easily spoiled if you had a kind of a door seal scagged or otherwise, but again, it all feels exactly as it should inside here. I think I've just driven past a McLaren, there's a rarity. Looking around inside the car, it's literally not been cleaned at all yet, so it's going to be cleaned before it goes to the customers or to be shown, but it's all in very nice order. Beautifully built, of course. Not a hint of a squeak or a rattle in here. Everything's working exactly as it should. On the buttons I've pressed thus far. Air conditioning seats on this model, and that's working perfectly. I've had those on, so I've just tried the heated side of those now for you. Air conditioning itself pumping out ice cold air. It's about 20 degrees outside today, and that's absolutely ice cold coming out of there as well. Obviously, big screen sat nav on these multimedia cars, all working absolutely perfectly, and a doddle to use. They're really simple. What's nice is also the same screen activates your climate control and audio system for the car. There's big, simple, easy to use buttons that are really nice to use. Wow, that heated seat works very quickly and very effectively. It's too warm now, so I'll just turn it down, but that works absolutely as it should. Further down, we've got dual zone climate control system, so you can have it side to side. Obviously the heated and air conditioned seats, as you've just seen there. Also, because it's the multimedia, you get the Mark Levinson stereo, which is a very, very, very high quality affair. It's the sound quality is absolutely superb from them. So if you like your music, you'll love this car, because it's they say the sound reproduction's absolutely brilliant on them. But it's all, you said, very, very nice condition. The main dashboard is a lovely classic Lexus dashboard, very stylish, very nicely done, very legible, which is, it's just instant information being sort of fed back to you. You don't have to sort of scan around to find the information you require. Worth pointing out, temperature gauge running just under a half, which is exactly where it wants to be on this car. So let's go try the cruise control. And again, working exactly as it should as well. So all in very fine order. As I normally say in these videos, a Lexus IS 250 is normally going to be kind of cross-shopped between, possibly things like Mercedes C-Class, BMW 3 Series, Audi A4, VW Passat, possibly Honda Accord even, the top-end ones. If you want reliability, there's absolutely no doubt about it. On a car that's coming up to 10 years old, even with low mileage, you go Japanese. You get a massive spec on these and the Hondas. Hondas in this particular segment is, it's a wonderful, wonderful car. But it's more to do, in keeping with, let's say, a VW Passat or a Ford Mondeo. That's not to deride it at all, because I love them and I sell them, and they're fantastic cars. Its main competitors, because you've got badge snobbery to consider as well. The Mercedes, Mercedes, BMW drive beautifully. They're really lovely cars, both rear-wheel drive, of course, same as this. So you've got a lovely handling balance to them. Mercedes is a bit, they're very comfortable, but there's not a lot else to them. BMW's very sporty but unbelievably hard riding, and the Audi A4 is just horrible, really. I mean, they're lovely to sit in, and they're nicely built to a point, but they're just nothing in terms of their driver appeal, as far as I can see anyway. But what really sets these apart, it's got pretty much 90% of every other manufacturer gives, at least, but more in some ways, but it gives miles better reliability, absolutely miles better. So the point of the video was to pick up on any issues. I can't find any. It's not to say that I don't try and I don't tell you about them. I do, and I've done it on many of my previous videos. It's just that in this particular case, there's nothing to report back, as I'd rather hope. But anyway, that concludes the video. If I've missed anything out on it, please don't hesitate. Do give me a call.